You're protesting today, yeah?
Yes, we are.
Which city you are from, actually?
We're from Mayo.
Mayo.
You're from Mayo. Do you want to stand together? Okay. I see every week different peoples have signs. So you're from Mayo, and what you try to deliver the message today?
Just to get the 100% redress of the houses, because they fixed everybody's house in Dublin that had the pyrite issue. They got the 100% redress, and they're not giving it to us in Mayo because or Donegal, or Clare, or Limerick, or Sligo. There's a lot of other towns, counties that have got the problem, and they're not willing to give them the same as what Dublin and Leinster got. So it's about equality as well, you know, treating everybody the same. We all pay the same taxes, and we should get what we deserve.
Is this, and the end of this month is supposed to make some talks between Dale and Shannon with the protesters? Like,
yeah, so the working group handed in a proposal form to the government, and by the end of September, the government should be coming back with some sort of an answer if they're going to give us the 100% that we're looking for. And if not, we feel that we need to bring another protest to Dublin like we done back in June. So we're looking at the 8th of October for doing that.
Is there any, at present moment, they provide you any paper, like serve you any paper in writing that they, with promises that we're gonna give you 100% redress, or just promises, bare promises?
Well, not even promises.
Some verbal from some of the TDs and ministers and everything that they're backing us 100%, and then the likes of the housing organisation, they feel that we don't deserve it. You know, some of them are saying, and you know, these are our homes. This isn't just like this is our homes. It's other people's homes in Donegal, Sligo, Clare. Like, our houses are crumbling. You know, and the government. The thing is,
really dangerous too. It's getting really dangerous to live in them, and somebody's going to get seriously hurt.
But I think it's the negligence of what the government had put in place back in 1949 that wasn't followed. You know, that's the sad part about this. Like, we shouldn't be in this situation. If the legislation, or if the regulations were in place properly and they had followed up on it, we wouldn't be in this situation. And the other thing is that they knew about this 10 years ago, and they never done anything to stop it. Okay, they gave us a 90-10 scheme, but it's not a 90-10 scheme, because you still have to pay a mortgage, you still have to pay rent, you still have to pay storage of your contents, you still have to pay demolition. You then have to reapply for the house that you're living in for planning permission. So, like, we're giving nearly 70 grand back to the government again to build our homes that they failed us on.
And did they cover the furniture expenses, like what you, like people buying furniture, or like kitchen furniture?
They want us to use the same windows back in our house. They want us to use the same doors. They want us to use the same tiles. They want us to use the same rafters, which is the wood in the roof and everything like that. And the thing is, like, some houses are 21 years old. Their windows are 21 years old.
Not only that, builders will not take on that job. We can't get a builder to come in and do that job. And I'm not a roofer or a builder. I can't take that roof off my house and save it. It's up to a professional person to do that. And they don't want to do that job. It's a messy job. And it doesn't make sense to make them do that kind of job. It's stupid.
Well, when did you ever hear of somebody building a house around windows? You build a house and then you go and you measure for your windows. Like, whoever heard of, oh yeah, we'll save them and put them back in? Sure, it's absolutely crazy. It's going to cost so much more to do what they're proposing to do. You know, and the reality is, if this scheme is not looked at and we don't get 100% redress, there's an awful lot of families in these counties that are not going to be able to afford. You know, there's people in our county down in Mayo, and they can't actually afford to get the testing done. You know, they have families, they have kids going to school, they have, you know, mortgages, they have 2 cars in the drive. They can't afford this. You know, and what they're asking us to do is impossible.
And how much costs to do testing for the house approximately?
About 6,300. Yeah, that's what it cost me to get my house tested, was 6,000. You don't have that 6,000. You can't get the test done, which means you will not be able to get on the scheme. So until you've had that test done, you can't get on the scheme, a scheme which is unfit anyway, or at least there's some sort of scheme. But if you haven't got that initial money, you can't even move forward. So it's shocking, and it's really, really affected so many people's mental health and families and children. They think that the roof's going to fall in on their head when they're in bed every single night when they go to sleep. It's unfair what the government are putting us all through. It's just not right.
And what the local government say, like local authority, like Dublin City, city council, what they say actually about? Did they have any try to like place in paper and just agree between people who are affected?
They can only do what they're told by the big boys. They can put in what they want, but they can't make the decisions. The councillors, can they? It's up to the big men in the big offices, the TDs, the senators, the politicians. It's them that have the final answer. The councillors can only work on our behalf and submit what they think we should get, but nothing's to say we're going to get it just because they've submitted it and they're 100% behind it. You know?
So if they're not going to provide you a full redress of 100%, so what is your actions then? Like,
we have to take it further. We have to have another demonstration. We have to be heard, and we have to get 100%. We can't stop until we get that, and we won't stop until we get that.
We have to remember, like, you know, as I said there, that there's, you know, families with kids and, you know, all that. But what about old age pensioners that wouldn't be able to get another mortgage or wouldn't be able to get a loan? You know, what about the people that are renting accommodation or that have houses rented out? You know, they won't get this redress scheme. This is only for owners and stuff like that. You know, not everybody is as lucky as some people that they would be able to go back and get a loan. Like, it's a disgrace, really. That our own country, our own government have left us in this position where we feel we have to bring it to the streets. That we feel that we have to come out, like myself and Louise and Anne have come up here today. You know, Louise had to close her business today. She had to close her business during the week to be able to come up here to stand and be able to fight for the rights. And there's people that have been fighting for this for the last 10 to 15 years. You know, thank God for the likes of Donegal and for the likes of the people down in Balmullet in Mayo, where we're from, that have fought for this. Because otherwise, you know, we'd be left to the wolves. You know, this is just, it's a disgrace that our own country are leaving us in this position, that they feel that, look, they'll be fine, we'll do okay.
and at the present moment, are you living in these houses, or you're not living, you're living somewhere else because it's not safe to live?
We're all living in ours at the moment, but if we have another bad winter this year, God knows if we'll be in the house next year, God knows if we'll live in the stud. There's a lot of houses in Donegal and Balmullet that are far worse than the houses around Mayo, I think, at the moment. But we're catching up to them, so we're all going to be in the same position very soon.
Like, if you see here on the signs, this is somebody's house in Donegal. If that was in a building site, the place would be condemned. It wouldn't be fit to be worked in, to be, do you know what I mean, to be even staying in. This is somebody's house and they're living in this, and the government are letting them live in this. You know, kids and everything like that. Like, this is absolute disgrace.
It's very dangerous.
Of course it is. And if this falls on somebody, this is what's going to happen. This is going to fall on a child, on somebody, and somebody's going to get killed. And the one that is going to hold the blame for this is the government. Because they've allowed this to happen. They have been warned and warned and warned, and still they allowed this to go on.
Okay, I just support you what you're doing. We're supporting you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.